Okay, hey, welcome to Artisan Realty's training sessions. This particular one is kind of simple. This is how we would like you to manage, handle, work with a lead that we will send you. We'll be sending you leads from lots of different sources. This particular one we're looking at today is from a company called HomeSnap. And the idea between HomeSnap is a long one, but it may or may not be the best lead in the world. But it's a great example to show you how you can take this little email. Hey, John Troy's found you on HomeSnap. He has some questions. Here's his email address. He's interested in short sale bank-owned properties. Hey, what is that worth? Who knows? I do know for sure that I could send John one house or two houses, and the odds of me hearing back from John will be slim to none. I also know that I can empower John to understand, actually empower myself, so John understands that I'm a pretty sharp real estate agent, somebody he'd want to work with, by sending him an NAR RPR report, which we'll look at. And I also know that if I set John up with a search on Trend MLS, then John is very likely to contact me in the future, and I'm very likely to sell him a house. So it's really just a choice of directions that you can have here. I'm going to show you what I think is the right way to do it. We're going to take care of John right now, and we can all watch. So if you watch what I'm doing here, I'm going to copy John's words. If he was interested in a specific property, I would actually copy the address and use that for the subject line. In this case, I'm going to use words right out of John's mouth, and John will appreciate that, because when you speak someone's language, they understand it better. John, thanks for your inquiry. I will send you information shortly through the Trend MLS system. I don't know much about John. I don't know what area he's looking in. He's got a 302 area code, so I'm going to make some assumptions here about his area. It's a good way to start. If he's a good buyer, he's a good buyer, he'll write back and correct me and tell me not that area, but this area. Please subscribe when you get the email. I will also send you a sample and a RRPR report, which I can do on any property get type when people are watching me, right? Do on any property listed or not. This may be a helpful source for you in the future. It tells what the property is worth, all fixed up. Okay, Bernie. It's important when you're doing a lot of emails, you're an internet real estate broker, that your closing says a lot about you. I'm going to be adding things to this. I also want to have some links in here to let people jump back and come to our website, for example. They can do it right here, and they can learn all about me. That will come in the future, so I'll send it off to John. Poof, there we go. First contact right across the bridge. Now I'm going to go into the Trend MLS. And John didn't give me a price range. John didn't give me an area. All I know is he's in 302. If he's a flipper or a builder, I'm going to take that as my assumption right there. But he's looking for all kinds of properties. So I'm going to go from $10,000 to $300,000. But you know that will be you guys who know what we're doing here will know that if I were to do that right now, even in Newcastle County, which is a part of 302 area code that I can sell in, I'm going to come up with way too many hits. Take a look. Let's say 1,744. But here, I'm going to use a little trick here. I'm going to add the view fields, click the view fields button. And there's additional parameters here that I can go down to. And this particular one, I'm going to scroll all the way down to property condition, click that, and then let that get added into the search criteria here. Notice it left the screen and then came back. And then all the way at the bottom here, property condition, shall fix up TLC. So when I do that, let's take a look at how many properties are now available. See if, yeah, great, manageable amount, and I'm going to do two different things here. I'm not going to send him these results. What I'm going to do is click View Results, and then that will give me an opportunity here to save. Sorry about that interruption, took a phone call. So we take a look at the properties, 132 properties, and sure enough, we can kind of click on one just to confirm that this is what we're looking for. Great opportunity, two-story hardwood floors, loads of potential. That's what we're looking for, obviously. They're desperate to sell it. It's on the market 106 days. Take a quick look. Yeah, that needs a good house for a flipper. It's in a very strong neighborhood. The taxes are reasonable. Okay, but watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to click up here. But then usually I'm going to click Save As. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this particular search so that every single day this same search criteria will come up. And if a new property comes on the market or gets otherwise price reduction, an email is going to be sent out to this particular buyer. So I'm going to call him Flipper Bill. Well, I have to be careful. Sometimes they can see this. I'll call him, let's go back and get the name correct. John Troyce, John, from John T. That'll get me out of trouble right there. John T. Okay. It's next. And it's going to ask me a bunch of different questions. We'll have to add John as a contact here in order to make this work, because we have everything we need for that. We have his email address. Let's see. So we have his email address and we have his name, John and T. I've noticed with some Gmail accounts, when you put it in the system here, you actually have to spell it out and you can't copy and paste. 3. They have some unique things embedded in there, probably for security. You can't steal those addresses that way. So if I do it this way, it will probably work. Okay, John T. Okay, so he's in there as a contact. I go to the next screen. Yes, select this option to create an auto search and auto client matches. The next screen, yes, automatically send emails to the client. Yes, I want to email it to John. Once a day is just fine. Email me when the client views matches. That's a really helpful thing. At the end of the day, I can see these all go out usually 4 or 5 o'clock. And if I see John consistently opens these links that I'm sending him, I know I can work harder with John and maybe look myself a little bit stronger and find him some properties. I get to write a little note here. Instead of saying, here's a link that meets your real estate needs, I can put, John, if any of these look good, I'll be glad to set up and I stopped right there because I could say it's showing all kinds of different stuff, but let me ask you a question. If I say to you, hey, I can show you that property, or I can give you a tour of that property. Ooh, tour, sounds good, right? So using the word tour, sounds like you're doing something of value for someone. So John, if any of these look good, I'll be glad to set up a tour of the property. Just contact me. And here we go. We'll move on to the next page here. Include price changes. Yes, anytime one of those handyman special prices goes up or down, John will get an email for that. I click finish. The search is saved, and a couple hundred hours of work is now being done for me by Trend MLS, sending that out to John. It's pretty good, isn't it? Now, I mentioned also that I was going to give John a NAR RPR report. I'll take one particular property here. Notice I'm making a quick copy. That's really all I need for the NAR RPR report. Let me jump in here. Let's see. Where did that go here? Okay. I'll do www.narrpr.com. If you're not familiar with this site, what you have to do is be a member of Trend MLS and a board of realtors, and you can go here and sign in and create an account. It's a free account. Every property in the country essentially is in here. So I could look up properties in Denver or California, and I've done that in the past for different reasons. Now I'm going to put the address right in there. I'm going to click the enter button. It's going to tell me that that property is worth up to $131,000. It'll tell me what the properties are going for in the neighborhood. It's right next to $170,000 and $155,000 property. It'll do all kinds of different things. give lots of different information. This is a nice little short version. I think the property went down in value $42,000 last month, so something's happening there. Must had a real bad sale. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the reports page, and what I want to do is the seller report. The most impressive thing I can send to someone is a seller report. It's about 80 pages of PDF. It looks kind of like this with my name and phone number on the front, and it will impress John, telling him that I'm the guy. I'm the realtor expert that he's been looking for. I can do this for any particular property. Let me get his email address in here. Watch how easy this is. So I'll copy that. Notice it helps to have these screens left open while you're doing this. So I put that in here. I can say John. Oh, I'm trying to put my caps locks here. Cap lock. John. Here is a sample of the kind of report I can do for you if you are interested in a property. No charge. So basically I come down here, I have this clicked right here, I click the button, and then poof, there's my picture of what's going to go out to him. And he's going to, in about 3 or 4 minutes, he's going to get a report. You notice it's saying that not one of these addresses is not valid. That's that Gmail thing again. So I'm going to do JTROISE53 at gmail.com, and I'll wipe out that first one that has whatever issues associated with it, and this one should work. Move it over a dash. So, well, maybe I'll just do it by memory then, I'd say. Common thing with Gmail and some Yahoo addresses as well. Notice that I put in here CC to me. Seller's report is currently generating. Will finalize report. Will pop up message when it's ready. This next thing I want to do is I want to go to my calendar in about a week or 10 days. I want to go in and do a specific search for John, maybe in a different area. Send a follow-up email and see what's going on. Now, what will happen here is let's see. At the end of the day, excuse me, as I wander through my emails here for a second. Okay, I wandered through my email and I found another flipper that I send properties to on a regular basis, and it tells me that yesterday on 7:09 p.m. This person, McCall Properties, their flippers, viewed my email that I sent out to them, or they're looking at it every day. And look at what they see every day. Watch this. They don't just see the properties, but they also see my name, my text. I'll be glad to set up a tour for any of those properties, information on my company, and then the properties that they may or may not be interested in. So I'm sure they picked up some properties based on this particular search, very wide search that I've set up for them. You get the idea. What's it just take? I'm looking at my screen here. It took 13 minutes to set this up and explain it. That 13 minutes will go a long way. Hours of work will be generated by the computer, not you. It's a beautiful thing once you get it set up. Every time you get a lead from us, this is what I think you should do, what I hope you should do, in addition to calling the person. This is a way to first jump out of the computer and not be some other name in there, and be a professional realtor, someone that you're going to set up multiple contacts. If you do that search, by the way, in Trend, you want it to be as general as possible. I did, obviously 10,000 to 300,000, but if you want to get more than 100 hits, so that every day something's going to be sent out to that person on average. If you come up with results of like 10 or 15, then you want to increase the parameters to make sure that you have this constant emails going out to people that will highlight you and make them your realtor. Thanks a lot. Hope you followed everything in the program.